following program may contain moments of great personal reflection, sudden and striking realization, things you should not try at home, the truth about cats and dogs, incomplete thoughts, rambling gibberish, completely ridiculous opinions, winning lottery numbers, things you could really care less about, barking dogs, and unfortunately, Mike and Stan.
Who likes to be silly? I like to be silly.
What kind of radio show is this?
This town needs an enema.
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Get up,
It's not really a radio show at all. It's a podcast. It's a live stream. It's Open Mic Live right here on OpenMicTheShow.com. Are we live there? Maybe. We don't know. Every Thursday at 7. Sometimes. Sometimes we're not. Catch us on all of our other platforms. IRN Broadcast, the No Name Network. 920 WON, the Apple replays this at midnight on Fridays. Bubba Army Radio carries us. If you're a Bubba Army subscriber, you can download the show there. You can download the show wherever you want. PulseRadio.net, I believe, airs us Sunday at 2. Catch them for the best in rock formats. They've got all kinds of rock news on there. They've got tons of DJs. That might be a bigger network than any of the other ones that we're on as far as the amount of shows they have available that are live. So check them out. DJ Crew. One day we'll get him on. Maybe. I no promises. Stan, how you doing, buddy?
Not too bad, brother. How you feeling?
I'm super.
Are you feeling? No, like, describe your feeling.
Actually, you know what I feel like for some reason right now? I feel like we just started the show, 5 years ago. I have that weird anxiety. Like, I don't want to be here.
The first time you've ever done it?
Yeah.
So you're giddy.
No, you're giddy. You're giddy. Giddy to work.
Giddy to work. You're such a dick.
Yep.
He's so aggressive. So welcome to Open Mic Live. Holy crap, we got Mike Willis, Larry Smith, Terrence Broberg, Jason Brubaker, John Lutz, JusThea Cypher, Lisa.
Stan, what's going on?
Thea.
Lisa, am I here? Can they hear me?
Check.
No, they cannot hear you.
Can anyone hear me? Welcome to Open Mic. This shit is tight knit, bro. This is well run. I don't know who my producer is, but I need to have a talk with that cocksucker. So let's do this again. They still can't hear me? Is it my voice?
Turn your goddamn mic on, asshole.
I turned you on earlier, so can they hear me now? Can you guys hear me? Mike Willis, Larry Smith, Terrence Broberg, Jason Brubaker, Jason, John Lutz, JusThea, Lisa Webdale, best wingman ever, Julian, Amberly. Oh my God, the voice of an angel. Stan is very quiet. It said no one ever. Have you ever said that?
Yeah, like
Stan, stop being so
4
quiet.
minutes ago.
No, you said turn your fucking mic on.
Yeah, same thing.
You should be doing that shit before the show, bro. I should just
Sure,
walk in and
Mike.
start talking, dog. No.
How about that? Now you're off. Don't worry about it.
You have been muted.
Hey, Robert. Hey. Oh, Angela. Angela! That's Angela. Well, it says Alejandro, but it's really Angela Dowdy, as far as I'm concerned. So welcome, everybody. In the studio, tonight, we have John Stephenson, or however many freaking Facebook accounts you have, and JusThea.
Yep. Thea.
You bring my spirits up every time.
Yeah.
So, John C., I sold this as John being the first promoter we've had in here to promote his business. Because we've had other promoters in here. We've had Poet in here, but he's come in with talent. We've had Gambino and them in here, but they were in to promote shows we were a part of. Way back in the day, the only other promoter we had in here doesn't count because he's a douche. Which is my problem with promoters, right, John?
Yeah.
Have we seen this? I'm pretty outspoken about that shit.
Yeah.
And I've been discarded by many of them because of it. Fuck you, Stan. Okay, great. I don't give a shit about you fucking people anyway. You, John, on the other hand, I appreciate you. I just want to say that. How long have you been doing promotions?
About 1.5 years now.
That's it?
Yeah.
And what did you do before that?
I was...
Groupie?
Yeah. Well, I'm retired Air Force, and then we moved back down to Tampa. My drummer from 20 years ago when I had a band down here moved back at the same time. and we started jamming out. And I had a band for a little while. We played 2 shows, and the last one we played was at Blue Note. And then everything kind of just fell on my lap from there. I texted Steve over at the Blue Note a video, said, hey, you got to get these guys on. He said, hey, give me a call. I got a deal for you. And then it just kind of fell on my lap from there. Started doing it.
So
Felt
basically,
right.
you're like me. You realized that you couldn't play music, so you went ahead and started promoting other people that could.
Yeah. Even when I was playing music at that time, I came back with this attitude of like, I'm too fat and too many kids to be a rock star. So
you're never too fat to be a bassist.
Maybe I can just write. Maybe I can just write some good stuff and let some of these young punks do it, and maybe sit back on the couch and collect some royalties. That was my original thing.
And then you realized collecting royalties wasn't going to happen.
Nah.
And then you realize promoting local bands doesn't collect jack shit either.
Oh no, it doesn't make money. I have to bring home a little bit for the wife to be okay with it, but it's not about that. And I think maybe that's why it makes me a little different. I think some of these people are out there actually doing it, trying to make a living, and so they have to.
They're misguided. They're misguided. They don't realize what they're dealing with. I mean, they think they're bigger than the environment that they're a part of. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you're not.
Well, to me, it's about making a community, because I think that's what Tampa's got. A lot of good scenes. They've got a good metal scene. They got a good punk rock scene that's up and coming. They got a lot of good music and talent out there. But it's hard for musicians to support each other, because, yeah, I'd love to come to your show, but hey, I got a gig that night. I can't come. And trying to find a lot of, all the people that can put on, give them a crowd. There's nothing as a musician that sucks more to me than going thinking you got some people coming and play into an empty house.
Right. But, I mean, what impressed me about you is I have disdain for people that call themselves promoters around here. You're one of the first ones that I've noticed actually appreciates the talent that you're promoting and doesn't put yourself ahead of them. Because most promoters around here, they come first. Like, you should be grateful that they're bringing nobody to this show. You know what I mean? Seriously. And you don't do that. You know what I mean? You've lost money. You know what I mean? Like, the situation you were in recently where the venue, not to your fault, ended up not paying them, told you, we're going to have food, we're going to have food, you show up, there's no food. Well, you know how many other promoters would have went, all right, no food. No, you went out and bought food out of your own pocket just to keep your word. You know what I mean? That stands out. That means something. You stop bringing talent to that place. You know what I mean? Like, that means something.
Yeah.
People don't care anymore. You care. That means something. To me, anyway. Now, I haven't heard nothing good about you from anyone else.
I mean, I go to most of the shows I go to, he told me about. Because I know that he's only really doing working with the people that he enjoys their music.
Well, I mean, your only other
passionate
friend
about
left
it.
town.
I have other friends. Shaw G left town. Heather V. We don't even get started, right? She gets me in trouble.
Well, no shit. She's a great decision maker, that lady. So, John, like, how long did you play music?
All my life, since my parents put me on piano stands in churches. They were in a gospel quartet, so singing since I could speak, really.
So, how many bands have you been in? Bands like in an older age? How old are you now? I know how old you are, so don't.
I'm 42.
Okay.
When I first got in the Air Force, I mean, there was some bands in high school that didn't amount to much, but I had a band about 20 years ago when I was in the Air Force called Concrete Pillows. It was a kind of acoustic rock that was a mix of covers and originals.
Concrete Pillows. They were homeless.
We made a CD, and then I joined another band that was like, I was like, wow, they had like roadies and lights and all this. They were called PWC. It lives Wayne, my friend Wayne that plays bass, and he's got a studio in his backyard.
In his backyard?
Yeah, a nice big studio, about as big as this house is.
You call those awnings.
Is it enclosed?
Yes, yeah. It's got a balcony.
It's not an awning.
It's nice.
That's better than an awning.
What is that? Is like
I'm like, come on.
There's Poet. So you're married, right?
Yeah.
How long you been married?
For 15 years now.
Holy shit. Do you remember what it was like to not be married?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
It was terrible, right?
Nah.
She's not listening, so you're good. That's 15 years. You got kids?
Yeah, I got 3 kids.
3?
Yeah.
Adopted?
One of them.
Oh, really?
It's
What a lucky guess.
well, my 19-year-old Tyler. When I met his mom when he was 3 years old, and then when I married her, I adopted her son.
I got you.
Father's
Okay.
son.
So you didn't, like, go to the pound and adopt the kid?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's not where you get them?
Yeah. And then
That's where my mom told me I came from. Fuck you.
I got a 10-year-old girl and a 3-year-old girl.
That's awesome. So are they a pain in the ass? Because girls are a
Some
pain
of
in the
them.
ass.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so everyone knows, I made it very clear, I've been separated recently, and chicks are fucking tough to talk to for the most part. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, recently, I finally found someone that I can talk to, and it's so weird because you feel like a 12-year-old freaking kid again. You know what I mean? It's like you're not looking for a soulmate or looking to get into a deep, but just to find someone of the opposite sex that you can have a connection with is goddamn awesome. Hi, Angela. So then you, but you know what I mean? Like it's a weird freaking feeling. That's why I asked. I mean, do you remember the first time you had that feeling? Like even back in school or back whenever the first time you went. You couldn't wait to stay on the phone and fall asleep because you had nothing left to say, but no one wanted to say goodbye?
Aww.
You hang up first.
Who hangs up first?
No, you hang up first.
You goddamn stud, bro.
He's a
No,
good guy.
I didn't hang up until my sister yelled at my mom that I was on the phone too long because she wanted to use it. That's when I hung up. But, I mean, how about you, Mike? Never mind. You've been with her since you were born. So, how long you been with Amanda?
We're almost at 22 years.
And how old are you?
Almost 40.
That's a long. That's half your god. That's more than
More
half.
than half my life.
It's time to move on, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Get a
That's what
bachelor
she's
pad.
saying. I think she just packed up and left when I said that.
She's been packed up for years.
She's just been waiting for me to say that.
Waiting for the right moment. JusThea?
I was married for 13 years. Well, together for 13 years, so.
Where's he buried? I'm just kidding.
I know.
You don't have to tell people.
Yeah.
In the backyard.
Just don't take your phone out there because it can be pinged.
Right? Yeah, okay.
13 years. And you are, according to my notes, 38 years old?
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
Yeah.
So you didn't lie on Facebook?
No.
Because if you lied, how old would you have been?
I don't know.
28. Always drop it by 10.
Right.
I feel like I'm 28, so
Do you?
I
That's
don't
good.
really care what anyone else thinks.
It's fun, right?
Yeah.
Like being, like, not having someone else to be responsible for is kind of awesome, to be quite frank with you, right?
Yeah.
And it gives you a chance after, like, I was married 22 years. So it gives you a chance to re-engage yourself.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? Like, kind of dig back in and find yourself again, which is, dude, once you do that, I realize I'm a dick. I need to work on this shit. I don't even like myself. How about you?
Well, that's the trick. Yeah, you got to get back to healing and figuring out who you are, because if you don't know who you are, how are you going to find someone that likes you if you don't know who you are?
See, Mike?
Right?
I hate me.
You need to get to know me better.
I don't like you either.
Fuck you.
You don't have to leave somebody to do that. Just
No,
be creative. The expressiveness of
if
this
you can't-
industry.
Yeah, if you can't be happy on your own, you can't be happy with somebody else.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is it permeates. Like, if you're not happy, then there's no possible way for you to extend that. You know what I mean? Extend happiness anywhere. And all you can, it's just as cancer is all it is. But I'm always happy.
Yeah.
Like, even when you're miserable, I'm fucking happy, even if you hate me. Like, I'm not going to be the uncomfortable one in the room, I promise you that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't care if it's a outside crowd of 200 people, 2,000 people. You know,
Unless you
I
go
will
on
not be the one
stage.
that's uncomfortable.
Unless you go on stage.
And if you...
Unless you go on stage.
Great point. Moving forward.
It's funny you could do this. Isn't this like on the spot because people aren't standing
Our
around
feet are on
looking
the
at
same
you?
ground.
Yeah, right?
That's how I look. I mean, that's kind of just the way that